Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Noisy Sauce here. I'm going to be making a beat for you live streaming this on Facebook and YouTube. What's going on? I'm going to be doing a Juice WRLD type beat today, or at least attempting it, seeing what kind of sounds we can get. I've done a Juice WRLD type beat before, but this is kind of inspired more by his newer track. Lots of piano, lots of trap drums, kind of sad sounding thing. And I'm going to put my own kind of flavor on it as well, as I always do. So I'm just going to get straight into it. It's going to start from scratch with this one, and yeah, let's get into it. First thing I'm going to do is start with the piano, bunch of chords. Now, my template has all these different pianos in it, but I'm going to get rid of all of them and just leave kind of an acoustic piano sound. Up a bit. All right. It's a cool sound, but it's a little bit dark. So, sorry, a little bit not dark. It's not dark enough. I kind of want a bit more of a, I don't know how, like a intimate kind of sound, something a little bit weird. So I'm going to go for a bit of a different instrument. There's two that I'm thinking of, both of them in the Contact library. One of them is the Alicia's Keys, which if you so it's Alicia Keys's keys, I guess. Not the biggest fan of that sound. I'm just going to try a few different. That's not too bad. Very bassy. Try a small studio sound. No, didn't work. Big studio. All right. And so from here, I'm going to layer a few pianos over the top of each other to kind of get the like a bit of a bigger sound, as well as give us a bit of room to like manipulate the arrangement without having to mess around too much. So I'm going to start by getting two chords that I kind of like the sound of together. No. I kind of like those. That's really simple. That's just F minor and C minor. Not anything too exciting just yet. I'll slow it down a little bit. Maybe like 2. So now I'm just going to record those 2 chords and we'll go from there. Then we'll just crank the velocity on this one a little bit. Alright, now I'm going to copy that same keyboard sound across to another channel. So we're going to be using the same sound, but just layering on top of each other. The first one's a little bit hard. All right, so that's kind of a start there. We've got like something a little bit extra on one of the pianos. Now we're going to do the same thing, copy another piano across. kind of cool. Try that again. Now we can start panning these around a little bit and leveling them. So everything's a little bit too hot right now. Pull it all down a bit. Alright, so now we've got lowest kind of sounds sitting in the middle there. We got like this kind of like higher mid-range thing sitting out on the edges. You can't really hear the panning here, but I got like one of these kind of pushed over slightly to the left, the other one slightly to the right. I'm going to add 2 more pianos up a lot higher, just kind of adding a little bit extra flavor into the riff. So it's like really high up there. That's just kind of following what's happening on the C chord. I might swap these around because the first one's going to follow the F. Actually, that's better. Yeah. All right. And now those two I'm going to have panned very hard left and right. And so now we've got and I'm going to pull all of these extra ones down a little bit, mix. And we're going to throw a reverb in here as well. So that we've got somewhere like a nice reverb sound to send to all of these pianos. And I'm going to use the Abbey Road plate because the plate does really well for this kind of sound, I think. Yeah. And just it's quite a that last goes a little bit hectic, so I'm just going to turn that down a bit. It's got quite a vibe to it. I might even turn it, like, slow it down a little bit. And now, so we've got some reverb happening. I also want to throw a little bit of delay on these pianos as well. And it's not going to be too much because it'll get pretty hectic pretty quickly. So I'm just going to use a standard H delay from Waves, which is my favorite delay. 1/8 note dotted, pull back the low and high pass filters a little bit so it's got a bit more of a lo-fi sound. Hit the lo-fi button, and we'll just start by giving it, we're just going to crank it on all these channels and then pull it back on the master. And also hit the ping pong on it so it bounces from left to right. So this is just to add a little bit more flavor to the overall sound. And the last thing I'm going to do is send that piano delay to the reverb as well. Really dark, really eerie, lots of wide sound. It's just a good good sound overall. That's going to be the basis of our whole track, I think. I'm really digging where that's kind of sitting. lots of piano, lots of reverb, lots of delay. So now it's time to hit the drums, I think. So I'm just find a clap that I like. I like that one, but I'll tune it down a little bit.
All right. So I've added a bunch of 808s in there, that like really thick. I don't know if you can hear that, but my cupboards are like rattling every time the 808 hits. There's a lot of sub happening up in here. I think that might be a bit too high. I'm digging how this is sounding. One thing I want to do right now is just throw a low pass filter over the piano. Yeah, let's make them sound a little bit darker. All right. So now I've got good piano, bunch of drums, some 808s. That is going to be the majority of the drum beat, like the beat altogether. There's not really that much I can really think to add to make that beat any
I know it'd get a bit too busy too quickly. I really dig that kind of sparse, like minimalist vibe, especially since there's so much going on already with the pianos. Yeah, so it's a pretty good sound already. I can't really think of anything that could enhance that right now. So I'm going to start arranging it already. Actually, one thing I want to do is add a kick drum. The 808s already kind of act as their own kick drum, but I kind of want to add something a little bit extra. Just something simple like that. This one sounds a little bit too much like 808, so that's what I'm going to go. It's something like way. Turn it way down. It's kind of cool. There's a bit more of a different flavor in that low end. Cool, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to start by pushing this across a bar, or eight bars actually, and I'm going to start arranging it. So I want to start with the intro. I'm going to have the pianos all rocking together. No, just the first three pianos rocking together. I'm going to leave out the higher ones for that intro. So how far let it go. distortion there. Gonna see where we're at timing wise. Jesus, that's pretty much a whole song right there. Got two verses, two kind of pre-choruses, chorus, two choruses except including the one at the start. Oh, I'll just read the message here. Hey, Jay Carey, what's going on? Hey, June. Yo, Trav, sorry about the rain ambiance. Yeah, sorry guys, it's raining outside. I'd like to, I should probably sample that. I'm going to sample that. Yeah, cool. That's, I mean, why waste good ambience, eh? So I'm going to pop up a recording track and just get rid of all the channels on it. Here's a tip for recording. Always have or making beats, I guess. Always have a microphone ready. When you need it. Record some sweet brain ambience. All right, I'm going to open up my window. I'm going to turn you guys so you can see what's going on here. As you guys on my YouTube can see, I'm also recording this on Facebook, so excuse the mess in my room. All right, so I've got a track open. I'm just going to hit record and see how it sounds. All right. I mean, that works pretty well. I'm going to close that up now. All right, this is not something I normally do because it takes like way too long in the grand scheme of things, but we got time. I ain't got nothing on. Y'all got anything on? Nah. If you're watching me, then you ain't got nothing on. Isn't that right, Travis? All right, gotta reset you up. All right, so now I'm just gonna have a play around with this this track I got here. I'm gonna have to boost up the volume of it a little bit. So crank the gain. Let's have a listen. All right. So obviously that's, I don't know if you can hear that over what's actually happening out there. But it's just this whole bunch of street noise, whole bunch of just like drips and stuff. It's kind of cool, but it's a little bit too fast, I would say. So what I'm going to do is put, first thing I'm going to do is copy the track so that there's two of them. I'm going to chop the end off, cut it in half, and I don't know, like section it like that. I don't know why it started recording so late, that's weird. There we go. Yeah, so now we've got two tracks over the top of each other. I'm going to pan them hard left and hard right. So we get a bit of a stereo vibe happening there. You can't hear that, but Trust me, it's stereo. And then I'm going to delete these other recording tracks. So they know I'm not going to do any other recording, so I may as well get rid of them. Put it into flex mode, use the speed effect, and then I'm going to slow it down by about half. So now it's a little bit slower, a little bit more dank. Finally, I'm going to go to the bus that I'm running all this stuff through and throw on the isotope vinyl plugin. And this, with this one, we can add some warp, which kind of gives a little bit more weirdness to the sound. Do some wear, which gets rid of the high end in a nice kind of vinyl-y way. And then pull down the year, which will get rid of some of the low end in a nice way. I don't even know if this is going to sound good on the track, but we'll give it a go, eh? Going to throw this over the whole thing, start to finish, and see how that sounds. And that is a track. So that's pretty much it. There's like 3 elements to this thing all up. We got piano, drums, and we've got that rain sound. I've got it really, really low in the mix. I don't want it taking over too much of what's going on in the mix. Trav's telling me something. Hey, Trav's got an idea. Wait up. Saturate the rain real hard and gate it with the snare, having it open up for just a half of a second so you get that. Okay, yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's have a try. Let's have a play with it. I'm going to keep the one I've got, just doing the same thing, but I'm going to copy it across to another track and try what Trav's saying here on a separate one here. Damn you guys for being so goddamn interactive. Actually, I'm going to have to listen to their own track. Okay. So this is going to be called Rain Gate. All right. So this is a little, like, if you're a producer, you know what this is, but if you are kind of new to the game, this is called side chaining. And so basically what you're doing is you're getting one plugin and you've got the plugin on an instrument, but you're affecting it using another instrument. So in this case, it's a gate which opens and closes depending on if a volume hits a certain threshold, is getting triggered by the snare while it's over the other instrument, which is the rain. So the rain only is heard when there's a snare heard. So it's a bit of I don't know, it's a bit of an advanced move, but let's give it a go. So the gate I'm going to use is called, it's by Slate Audio. I can't remember what it's called, but it's in the virtual mix rack setup, and it is find it first. Classic gate. There you go. Might have to use the drum gate. We'll see what's going on. All right, so what I'm going to do here is just solo this one. All right. So we've got this gate. If we push the range up, push the threshold up, it goes away. So now what we're going to do is have this triggered by our, I think I may have spoken too soon. How do I do this? I might have to do this with a different plugin. One sec. Oh, goddamn. All right. Scrap that. That's not the gate I'm using. I'm going to use... I guess I'll just use the standard noise gate. All right, so this is just the noise gate that's provided by Logic. So I'm going to set the input of this from, I'm going to have to make a bus. God damn it, Travis, you are making this very hard for me. Bus 15. I'm going to use. There we go. And I'm going to have to. Unfortunately, you can't hear it without the snare running at the same time because otherwise the bus won't work. Unless I mute the drums, I guess. Actually, that sounds really cool. All right, and now we're going to do the saturation part that Trav was talking about as well to make it a little bit more intense. And I'm going to use, what should I use to saturate it? One knob driver. This is a sick plugin. Just one knob. All right, that's kind of cool. I'm going to pull out some of the high end. Put out some of the high end, some of the low end is a little bit too intense there. And now I just want to add some reverb to this as well, because although it sounds kind of cool, it's a little bit too in your face. I want to push it a little bit further back in the mix. Bit of reverb will do the job. Any reverb will do. I'm going to use Verb Suite. All right, that's actually a really cool effect that I've never thought of before. Thanks, Trav. Let's have a listen to, I'm just going to show you so this is the snare by itself in that section. And then this is it if we add the rain in there. Just gives this like massive saturated airy vibe. I can put some behind that. Oh, that's so cool. God damn, that's really good. Thanks, Trav. What a mad dog. All right, I'm gonna give this a little bit of a mix and a master now because I spent a bit too much time on that, and I had it pretty close to done, but it is done now. I'm going to keep that rain sound on the snare because I think it sounds sick. I'm going to keep the overall rain sound in the background to give it a bit of a vibe to it. I think for me right now is I have the exact same sound happening outside as what's happening in the track, so it's a little bit distracting, but it does sound pretty cool. Having a bit of that like ambience in the background. So yeah, I'm just going to give the whole thing a little bit of a mix right now, and we'll see how it sounds. So listen to the whole mix, start to finish. See how we're feeling. That's it. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh shit, I forgot to add a couple of things. Just before we finish up, I'm going to add rises at the start of the choruses because I love a good riser. So hold on for that, make sure that sounds good. You watch my stuff before, then you know I love my stair clap riser. It's one I made. That work. Sounds sick. Yeah. Needs that. A couple of those before each chorus. And finally, the most important thing, I've got to throw my beat tag on it. So when someone steals my beat, you know it was me originally who made it. So just gonna tighten that up. Hell yeah. All right. Now it's done. I'm not going to play it through again. You all know what it sounds like. This song is going to get released in just under a month's time. If you want it sooner, if you like the beat and you feel like you vibe with it and you want to buy it, it's called Jory. Get in contact with me. I'll hook you up. And yeah, that's it from me, guys. Thanks for sticking around and watching the Beat Make. If you want to see more, I'm always putting out more content like this. If you want to buy beats, head over to my BeatStars page. It's all in bios and links and stuff. So, yeah, have a good one, guys. I'll catch you all next time.